to a bit of a different stream. Now I know this is technically episode 139 of this long-running series, but I would like to, do this stream on a serious topic. So, as many of you know, I am in fact a part of the furry fandom. I'm not part of the weird part, I'm a part of the casual part, the part that isn't focused on that stuff. But in all seriousness though, the main topic of this stream isn't just that. Rather, it's someone that we had just recently lost as a, well, for my time zone it was 5 p.m. And that would be Dogbomb. You're probably thinking, who on earth is Dogbomb? That is, if you're new to the fandom. But, admittedly, for as long as I have been in the fandom, I hadn't known about Dogbomb until a couple months ago, but after seeing what all he's been through, he has quickly become one of my sources of inspiration. He was a very, very, very great inspiration to the furry fandom. New and old furs alike. But, and I really hope that this stream isn't counted as, insensitive because of, me playing GTA or something. It's just, I like this game a lot. It helps me, imagine if you're just having a stressful day. If you just play a game like this, you'll relieve stress, but I'm gonna try not to do anything crazy in the game because I want this to be a calm stream. But as of today at 5 p.m., Dogbomb, otherwise known as Tony Barrett, he had unfortunately passed away, but it wasn't just due to complications with ALS. It was actually his own choice. He chose assisted suicide at the hospital. And I know that sounds kind of rude for me to say that, but it's true. He literally chose to end his life that way. And it really is sad, So I actually have a tab on my laptop open talking about him. So, info about him. He was born in 1963 in September. That's all I'm gonna say. And he was, of course, a fursuiter. For those who don't know, I don't have a fursuit, by the way. And I find it appropriate that I'm wearing this outfit because, well, like I said earlier, as you all know, I am also a furry. And that outfit, Rex Wolfen, is a reference to one of my personas. But something you're probably wondering, just how, inspirational was this guy? You'd be surprised. And yes, I got this recently. But biography. So Dogbomb himself was a paraveterinary worker, and he'd been working for decades, and he was a pretty avid runner. By the way, I'm reading this from the actual wiki for article about him. What's really interesting is they actually updated the article to talk about his death, which I didn't expect it to be that fast, considering the fact that it was like, right now it was 2 hours ago. But, yeah, so he was also the head of the Orange County Gay Runners meetup group. So,
alright, We might be ready to move on this thing. If you want to work, you'll get a knock on your door any
That
minute.
didn't sound insensitive. I'm trying not to sound insensitive because I hate sounding insensitive. Because this is a very serious topic, and I just felt that, hey, you know, if I was planning on doing a live stream, because I was planning on doing one last night, but then I thought maybe I should hold off for tonight. And I'm actually glad I did, because it would give me a chance to talk about how this guy, Dogbomb, I know I keep saying this guy, but I've just never met him personally, but after seeing all the stuff that he's done, either personally or, you know, emotionally towards people, like, he was a very great person. So, Dogbomb, you're gone but never forgotten. But, he was diagnosed with Lou Gehrig's disease, otherwise known as, amyotrophic lateral sclerosis? Sorry, that was actually last year in, March. Given a prognosis of 1 to 3 years. So, yeah. In the aftermath of this diagnosis, he was noted by the fandom as a whole for being outstandingly positive. He participated in an early stage clinical trial to attempt to stop the disease, but to no avail. But, because of his inspirational efforts, you wouldn't believe how much the furry fandom had raised just for ALS research. Now, I don't know how much it actually did raise, but I'll look it up. But, 2 weeks ago on the 29th of, actually, no, not 2 weeks ago, 1 week ago, on the, 29th of March, he unfortunately announced his plans to, end his life. Now, he didn't do it, you know, the way you would think. Is that, Again, I really hope that doesn't sound insensitive. I'm trying not to sound insensitive. It's just, sometimes I try to say something, but it comes out wrong sometimes, so I hope you guys understand what I mean. But, he ended his life just today, 2 hours ago. And, the last tweet we ever got from him was, "Dogbomb has left the building. I love all y'all." And you're probably thinking, given how long I've been in the fandom, how long have I known about Dogbomb? Like I said, it's only been a couple months since I found out about him and followed him. But, honestly, it feels like I've known about him for a very long time. And I'm not just saying that because I've known about him for a couple months. It genuinely feels like I've known about him and even known him for a while. But I'm pretty sure that's probably a common thing across all the furry fandom. But all I'm saying is, he was a very outstanding person to not only people everywhere in the fandom, but to everyone suffering from ALS. So I urge you guys to do this. If you're able to, donate to the ALS Research Fund. I'm not joking. I'm not suffering from ALS, but if I was, I would still urge people to do that. Because this disease is a very serious deal, and to see that people could potentially have this disease, it's heartbreaking, honestly. Like, it really is heartbreaking. So, to see that a dear friend of ours in the fandom has passed due to complications with this disease, it pains me to say it, but he's gone. But he's never forgotten. But in all seriousness, though, I do advise you guys to donate to that research fund.
Listen, this is Tony Prince. I'll cut straight to the chase.
And,
I heard you were a savvy investor, shall we say? Yes,
yeah.
I like that. A savvy investor. I'm not such a savvy investor.
And
I was gonna open up a chain of venues, only
did
that's
this
all got
just
shit.
happen?
Again.
Yeah,
But
I
head
guess
over
so,
to
2 hours ago.
foreclosures.mazebank.com and buy
5
one out of
p.m.
foreclosure.
CDT.
I can open you the...
So, yeah. Anyway, yeah. Now, for those wondering about what his persona was, because I know some people who are curious about the fandom might think, well, we know they have characters, but what about those suits? So, the thing is, Tony's persona was actually a German Shepherd. And you're probably thinking, okay, well, what's so special about it? It was mainly inspired by his dog, Roger, who he had for 14 years. They, were very dear to him. And, their fursuit was made in reference to that dog, so... yeah. So, the fandom involvement. Dogbomb discovered the furry fandom after being referred to as one by a friend. I'm trying not to look rude. Like, I hate being rude. So he gained notoriety on Fur Affinity in 2010, in August, when he posted a picture of himself in this fursuit posing with a wheelchair user named Sarah. He used the summary to write extensively about his short time with Sarah, who had cerebral palsy and was paraplegic, but is also able to use her facial muscles to smile. The resulting outpouring of plaudits for both Sarah and Dogbomb by users of the site climaxed with the 1-week dedication of a special FA banner created by Aurora Borealis. Borealia, I don't know, in honor of Dogbomb. So, yeah, as you can imagine, Dogbomb was quite the inspirational figure amongst all furries, so, yeah, in case you were wondering. And I'm honestly glad that he'd done so much for the fandom for as long as he was with us. But, yeah, so that's all I have to say. I know I said I was going to be focusing the entire stream on this, but honestly, there's not much else to talk about. Also, if you're wondering about the vehicles I got, stuff. That's all I'm going to say, stuff. Oh, I thought I blew out the light. forgot to go into the stream. Refresh this. That scared me. I guess I'm gonna have to pay $10,000 insurance.
Morse
premium.
Mutual Insurance. How can we help you? I think we can do that.
For the record, I'm still going to keep my character like this just for the entire stream, so for those wondering, yeah. Hey. Hey, just go off.
can't say too much because they're listening. But there's more to those
Yeah,
hangars
here.
on Maze Bank foreclosures than you might realize. You buy one, you buy me. Well, I mean, you buy a partnership with me. We'll go in together on the air freight business. How's that sound, huh? Hello? Hello? You there? Oh, God damn it. I hate cold calling.
Also, I apologize for the lack of content for the past while. I just wasn't sure what to do. I get a 1 level for crashing into a car.
Listen, Tony Prince again? The Tony Prince? You know me, Mason at 9, the nightclub Prince of Liberty City. Of course you know. Like I said, I need help. I need help pretty badly. Things have turned to shit in my life again. I was launching a brand, a franchise, but now I'm dying here. The deal fell through, and all the properties are up for sale. Please, for the love of all that is unholy and unpleasant and desperate and needy, buy one, and we will open up the best nightclub the West Coast has ever seen. And we will launder more dirty cash than you thought possible. Foreclosures.mazebank.com. That's where you want to go.
Okay, that was pretty cool.
What's up? What can I do?
Wow.
Hello, Fatina. How's the baby? Okay, cool. She'll be back as soon as she finishes her shit.
play some music. Ahead. That's what I get for listening to too much Speed Racer.
Morse Mutual, we're here to help. I'll do my best.
I also have a RC Bandito. Go Speed Racer, go Speed Racer. This happened like 5 times now. Oh my god, that's the Glendale! Well, at least that eliminates the cost of getting a Glendale in case I get the Bruiser. Yeah, that's the Bruiser, the car that's based on the People Eater's van? Or People Eater's limousine or something? Yeah. Unless the game is like, this vehicle is too hot to modify. Oh. This isn't even my car, I stole it. That's where you guys are after me. Idiots.
Hello. What can I do for you? Oh, hey. You're in trouble. Okay. I'll deal with it.
Lester, did you have enough coffee today, buddy? So I find it weird how this car is classified as a sedan. Wait, no, I don't find it weird, because sedans look like this. Not all of them, just some of them, like the older cars. Oh, I was right. I can only... Here, this is yours.
That shit ain't real.
Why was he looking that way? The car came... Okay, I was gonna give you that car. Idiot. Alright, let me call in my scramjet, otherwise known as best car ever, or one of the best. So hey, I got another viewer. And let me do VIP work.
Ooh, wait. That's a ride.
Not a good idea. Okay, maybe it kind of was. Come on. NPCs start going crazy because of the stuff that happens. And that caused me to... What? I'm gonna call bullshit on that. Cause that was definitely bullshit. Like, really? Seriously. This would be a cool house to have. Goddamn me. What are you talking about? You're the assholes who decided to start shooting at me because I had to do some work. Stupids. Bunch of stupid idiots. Piece of shit. Of course. I got stuck. Okay, and it's right there. Shut up. No. No. Come on. Get up. Get up. Get up. Oh, jeez. Oh, come on.
Covering fire. On the ground, punk. Find some cover.
Fuck. Really? Oh, and of course they're... Oh, Jesus. Really? No, you guys need to go away. Get away. You goddamn police officers. That's all I had to do. Why didn't I notice that? That would have been so much easier. Oh yeah, I forgot. You guys are really angry. Maybe someone peed in your coffee or something. I always like making that joke that someone's coffee was peed in for whatever reason. Like, dude, did someone pee in your coffee this morning? Like, if I see something about someone getting angry about something, then that's when I usually make that joke. I know, it's a really stupid joke, but seriously. Alright, let me call it the Sasquatch, because I was going to get that scoop off. Because I know the scoops are really good at knocking
I'm on
away
the clock.
vehicles,
What you
but
want? Some wheels?
how the scoop works on that vehicle is like, it gets stuck on stuff, so...
It's on the way.
Oh, come on. I was so close to being able to pay that. Nope. Bunker. Seriously. I was so close to being able to, you know, get the scoop off this thing so it could be like an actual monster truck. Nope. Gotta have that stupid bunker thing go like, oh hey, you had to pay 4,700. Seriously. Unless... okay, I have an idea. Just not to bump into that, but to instead play on one of these. Yeah, by the way, I got Pogs. Right. Now I have the fan on. There's my custom Bandito that I was gonna try and drive earlier, but nope. Yeah, at least you know I had to pay an insurance premium for a fucking RC car. Also, for those wondering, I think you could still jump. Maybe purchase straight away. Yep. No. Yeah, you can still jump on these races, so... if you see something moving behind me, it's just this GameStop bag that I got today. Ah. Whoa! Okay, that was cool. The car's just like, woo! That time I was like, woo! Seriously, I love this car. Like, I know people say, oh, the RC Bandito isn't that fast. You're telling me this isn't very fast? Like, sure, a lot of supercars can pass over it and stuff. Not pass over it, but go past it. Seriously, driving at this scale, it feels like you're going really fucking fast. In actuality, however, I think this vehicle goes up to like 30 or 40 miles per hour. but you can't really call it a vehicle if it's not really something that you could drive, although, well, excuse me, bumps. And for those wondering, I think I have a personal theory as to why this thing is so expensive. Think about it. It's an RC car, but you can customize it, and you can put bombs on it. So yeah, Rockstar put that price there because you really, really want it, but you're gonna have to work hard towards it. All I did was buy a whale shark card. I think that was yesterday, I think. Yeah, yesterday, because, before yesterday I decided I wasn't gonna walk yesterday, you know, on Thursday. But, then I thought, you know what, since the weather is gonna be nice today, you know, today as in Thursday, I thought, I'll go walking, but I won't stay out as long. So, I decided to just go out to GameStop and get the whale shark card, and then come home. And I bought the Insurgent Pickup Custom and the Bandito. As for the other vehicles, I've obtained things. I really don't want to go into detail on how that happened. Let's just say that we're clever. Yeah, let's just leave it at that. And can we go for an epic finish? Woo! Hot to victory. Hey, another viewer, what's up? I didn't get the Devastate though, or Devastate 8, or how do you pronounce that? Is it just Devastate? Because I know whenever I first saw the name, I thought, oh, it's probably Devesta. No. Oops. So, with that money, I can finally get the scoop off and let this be a normal monster truck. So that way I can treat it sort of like Monster Jam. Welcome to 2019's Monster Jam! I've actually been to a Monster Jam before and it's pretty cool. It was 2015, I think. It was
What are we doing then?
yeah, 2015. Because I know that was for my birthday. So what I did was I'm gonna do another one of those races. so goddamn close. No. Okay. And another reason why that RC Bandito is so expensive is it's a special vehicle. Meaning that you do something special for it. But it's customizable. Just like the Deluxe Super Stronger. And numerous other special vehicles. Or maybe it's because since it's nostalgic, it costs a lot. I guess that explains why the Deluxe, when it's discounted to its trade price, is like 3.5 mil. You know, I didn't buy it. I'm planning on getting it again, but I won't say how. Also, the bag fell. The bag committed suicide. You know, given the fact that I said at the beginning of the stream that I wasn't trying to be insensitive, and that was whenever I was talking about Dogbomb. I know this stream is, you know, talking about them, but I just wanted to get that stuff off my chest before, you know, getting to, you know, the normal 7 GT Online stream. Also, I think I figured out why I felt like this vehicle is faster than its normal counterpart. It's because it's custom, but you can't upgrade the acceleration or anything. Whoops. Alright. What was that? Oh, that dump. The car's just like Wayne? Actually, you know what this reminds me of? This reminds me of that RC racing thing that they had on PlayStation Home. Like, back whenever that was a thing. But it's not a thing anymore because they discontinued it. Yeah, remember that? Pepperidge Farm remembers. And I remember too, because I was there. That PlayStation Home was the primary reason why I made a PSN account. And, I'm not ashamed to admit it. In the birth date thing, I actually lied about my birth date. Because I think this was like 2013, or no, 2012. Because in 2012 I was like, 15, I think. Yeah, I was 15 then. 15 going on 16, because whenever I made the account, it was actually like, right around Christmas, like just a few days away from Christmas. I still remember the days. Also, I got a crew rank up just as soon as that happened. It's like, you gotta rank up. I've always liked RC cars, so the RC Bandito, perfect for me. Oh, like seriously, the RC Bandito is like the coolest thing ever. And wait, it's the scramjet, isn't it? Oh no, it's the monster truck. Okay, well let me just transfer money into my bank account again. Because I can. And I will! Just for this. Seriously. The fact that we have a personal vehicle monster truck, like, why couldn't we get this to begin with? Like, really, it would be absolutely badass to have more personal monster truck vehicles. Because I know there's the Bruiser, which is sort of like a monster truck, but not really. And I know there's this, which is a monster truck, and the best one, because it's literally based on the Bigfoot from Mad Max Fury Road, which I just so happen to have a copy of. But like, really, we need more personal monster truck vehicles. And like, maybe we could have like monster truck races. Like, that would be so freaking cool. Like, we could have personal vehicle monster trucks that are based on like popular real life trucks, like the Grave Digger or Monster Mud or Maximum Destruction or something like that. Can you tell by now that I like monster trucks a lot? I loved them as a kid, I still love them now. Of course I love them. What's not to love about them? Other than the fact they'll probably rupture your eardrums if you're hearing sensitive. Okay, not really, but in all seriousness, having like monster trucks as personal vehicles would be like a fucking dream come true. Speaking of a dream come true, I can finally get this damned no, not damned vehicle, get this damned weapon off. Because it scrapes everywhere. I'm serious, that thing literally gets caught on stuff, so let me just bye, Sacha. Sacha? No, Sasha. Yeah, like, imagine if they had, like, Arena War, Monster Mayhem or something like that, and it's focused on, like, big, badass monster trucks. And there could be a mixture between the three different options between, you know, futuristic, the nightmare and apocalyptic like this one, and there could be like just custom monster trucks that you could buy, and they could have like cool weapons on them, like laser guns. But seriously, having a monster truck as a personal vehicle in this game is like the coolest thing ever, especially one with this kind of armor plating, which, by the way, if I may show something about the armor plating on this thing, you're probably thinking, oh, well, I'd highly doubt that the armor plating on that thing would be highly protected. I damn near went broke paying for this thing, because I want to show you something. side. Yeah. And just to prove I'm not an idiot, yeah, completely bulletproof. And what's even better is the fact that it's got bulletproof tires as standard, as with any monster truck vehicle. So it's got that going for it. It can survive like 2 or 3 explosions. Of course it can't go in there, because this is an arena war vehicle, so yeah. Did I mention that this thing can just drive like a badass? I'm the driver. This is the truck. But another reason why I chose to have the ram thing off is because... No, not because I can run into rocks. Is because... it allows me to climb over barriers like this. So sometimes taking off one thing gives you access to another thing. Including doing some awesome acrobatic stunts like that. However, this thing does not have body spikes. It's one of those things that aren't on this vehicle. I know it's on the Bruiser, but it's not on this. Partially because this is a monster truck, so... Could you imagine having, like, body spikes on a fucking monster truck? That's like having Gatling guns on a smart car. Alright. And, I think that protection thing that I was talking about for the complete bulletproof protection, I think that's also true for the well, I know it's true for the Nightmare variant, because all Nightmare is just a recolored version of Apocalyptic, where it's all like a mishmash of different colors and shit. But I know that Future Shock, it has like different customization options, so there's that. But yeah. Yeah, the Bruiser is a limousine. A 6x6 limousine. Not definition, the description according to the GTA Wiki, which is one of my sources of information for anything new, is, the vehicle is heavily based on the Mercedes-Benz W123 limousine chassis, The vehicle's overall design, however, is heavily based on the People Eater's limousine from the 2015 action film Mad Max Fury Road. This is most evident in the concept of the limousine being mounted on a 6x6 truck frame and having multiple bumpers of varying size serving as the front end of the vehicle. In-game, it is a limousine variant of the Glendale with a 6-wheeled truck-type chassis sporting off-road wheels and frames on the back section. While identical to the other two variants, it is a clean body with a heavily rusted chassis and details. So, the actual vehicle body, like the limo body, or, chassis, I don't know. Like, I'm looking at it, and this is what I mean. So, it has the Glendale's general body, but it's stretched to be a limo. But the actual body itself, the chassis, that's not rusty. But the rest of the vehicle, from the bottom up, is. Except the tires, of course. And the tires themselves are essentially sort of like these, but thinner. So as for performance, for a large 6x6 vehicle, the Bruiser handles remarkably well. Its acceleration is above average and easily outclasses other vehicles of its size, such as the Phantom and the Barracks. Top speed is acceptable at around 100 miles per hour before redlining. Braking, however, leaves much to be desired, as it is slow to come to a complete stop, but is manageable if caution is used. So, the long wheelbase is its downfall because it can't turn very well because of that. Forgot to mention that there are livery options for the actual Glendale body, and that'll make it look rusty. So. Didn't see that one coming. Like, I just ran over that car like, oh hi, didn't see there. This thing is amazing. Oh! That was awesome. It's just like, and it just had the wheels roll on the side of that truck. It was like, woohoo! That sounded like a bad impersonation of Mario. Best truck. That was cool. It's like, woo! Oh, someone's angry.
You must want a black eye! What the fuck? Oh, Jesus Christ!
You know what? They need to have like a arena war station wagon. Or no, not even an arena war. You know what they should do? So there were some leaks that people found recently, or not recently, but a couple weeks ago, suggesting that we might get like a zombie apocalypse DLC or something. If we get that, they should have like a custom station wagon that can have like a friggin' machine gun on top. With like armor plating, barbed wire and shit. That'd be awesome. Like zombie apocalypse themed vehicles. Like hell, throw in a bus. Give us a personal vehicle bus that we can upgrade to be sort of like a mobile living space vehicle, where it's like, oh hey, you could customize this with like different little rooms that you could have. And if they do that, you know what else they should do? I know this seems a little far-fetched, but they should have like an autopilot feature where you can actually set your path to where you want to go, and the vehicle can go there, like following the route, and you can choose what speed you want it to go. And that could be useful for if, like, for example, you want to do something in real life. Like, say for example, you want to make yourself a snack or get yourself a drink, like this. This is empty, but just, for example, that would be awesome. This also kind of reminds me of this game I played like on a cruise one time called Dirty Driving. But then they could have like zombie apocalypse themed clothing and stuff. Like, I know this seems weird, but you know what they could do? You know what they could honestly do for that? By the way, Rockstar, if you're listening to this, please make this a goddamn reality. Please. Ah! But, they should do, they could have, like, zombie apocalypse themed clothing, like, and I'm not gonna be joking here. Like, football and hockey pads that you could wear as sort of like makeshift protection, and like a modified hockey mask or a modified football helmet. You could have like a crossbow, maybe a hunting shotgun. You know, like those shotguns that they have a longer barrel than the pump. Like, say this is where the pump is, and this is where the barrel is, like here. Because there's actually this toy shotgun over at my local Walmart, or really any Walmart, that it can only fit 2 shells into the chamber thing. But that's what I'm talking about. If you guys have ever seen that in Walmart, if you ever go to the toy section. I know that sounds kind of weird, but I go there. But, that's what I mean, like, a weapon like that, maybe, not like another version of the double barrel shotgun, but like, say, or, no, I think the double barrel shotgun that I was looking at, like, over under, that could be a hunting shotgun, and the other shotgun that I was just talking about could just be like, defender shotgun or something like that. And you could have like a new assault rifle, which I know assault rifle isn't actually the real term in real life, but it's just given that term partially because of video games and because people think, oh, assault can be used in a name. I mean, I know it's used in vehicles like fast attack vehicles or something like that, or you know, just like a I don't know. But assault is a verb. It's not meant to be like a noun or anything. It's just meant to be a verb. Like this. I assaulted her with my truck. Which no one seems to care. But that's what I mean, like a crossbow, maybe a bow and arrow, maybe a hunting rifle. Maybe a shotgun based on the Spots 12, which can be called the combat shotgun. They could add a scar. Please don't make it sound like the one from Fortnite, the like the whole yes. Like it pronouncing the letter K, like, or like someone choking on a on a walnut. Yeah, adding on to that list for zombie apocalypse themed stuff. Oh boy. Let's see. An armored dune buggy that can fit like 4 people. Like, I don't know what they would call it, but think of it like a 4-seated variant of the dune buggy, but it looks drastically different. Because it doesn't have the same body style, just like the same sort of like functionality. It would be a light vehicle that could be used to travel off-road or on-road, but it could have like 4 seats, and it wouldn't look like the dune buggies we already have. You know, the Space Docker, the regular dune buggy, the Dune FAV, nothing like that. I mean, like, sort of like a go-kart, sort of. Yeah, they could call it like, no, not carts, because we already have a cart, and that's in GTA San Andreas, and that's just a regular old go-kart. We also need one of those, just like in any kind of DLC. Maybe it could be like a racing DLC or something. Maybe we can have, I was about to say a Desert Eagle, but we already have that, and that's the Pistol 50 cal. And I don't know about the Glock, because Glocks are usually fully automatic. Or not usually, just most of them. revolver in the Mark II variant, and the double action revolver to help promote Red Dead. Speaking of which, speaking of Red Dead, the BAFTA Awards, I have a bone to pick with them. Red Dead was nominated for multiple categories and didn't win a single award at all. It didn't win Best Performance. Instead, that went to The Stranger from God of War, which I will admit, God of War is a fantastic game. But seriously, a character that you don't play as? And keep in mind, Christopher Judge, you know, the guy who played Kratos, he was also nominated, but he didn't win that. No, it went to the guy who played Baldur. Really? You picked someone who's an antagonist over the character you actually play as and has a more prominent role? And you picked them over a friggin'... How does that win over someone who's been working on Red Dead Redemption 2, which, by the way, was in development for at least 8 years? And I know God of War was in development for a pretty long time too, but it wasn't no 8 years. Because as far as I know... Okay. Red Dead Redemption 1. That was released 8, almost 9 years ago. That means it was released in 2010. We're talking about a game that has been in development since the PS3 and the Xbox 360 were still hot shit, you know, they were still relevant, you know. And a couple of years down the line, we got introduced to the PS4, Xbox One, and eventually the Nintendo Switch back in 2017. But you're telling me that a friggin'... Whoa! No, what I was saying is, you're telling me that a character who didn't even appear for all of the game won over literally the main protagonist of one game and the main protagonist over another game that has been in development for longer than God of War 4, I think. Actually, hold on, let me search that up. Let me see how long God of War 4 was in development. Okay, so... Oh, hey, I got $2,000 for good behavior. I clicked on Gears of War 4 by accident. Because I typed in GOW 4 and God of War 2018 is God of War 4. That was interesting. Alright, development. So development of this God of War began in 2014, not 2015. You're telling me that a game that spent less development time ended up winning over a game that had more development time? And I know, Red Dead Redemption 2 and God of War, different genres of games and all that stuff. And God of War is more critically acclaimed, seeing as how it generally has great storytelling and whatnot, but so does Red Dead Redemption 2. It has a fantastic story. It has a memorable cast of characters. My favorites being Arthur Morgan, John Marston, and Charles Smith. Just to name a few. And Sean Maguire. Almost said Sean O'Connor, but... You know, Sean Maguire, the Irish guy. I think I've mentioned this on stream once, but his actor, Mick Mellenfee, he follows me on Twitter. I'm not even joking. Like, that's actually really cool that he follows me on social media, on Twitter. I'm not throwing any flack at God of War 4. You know, 2018, whatever you want to call it. It's just... not a single award was given to Red Dead. Not for Best Game, which I understand that, because for as many Game of the Year awards that Red Dead got, God of War was more critically acclaimed, so it has that going for it. But Best Performer goes to The Stranger, you know, Baldur, those who have played, you know, God of War 4. You got Best Story. Another thing, I understand both games that were competing against each other had great stories. Red Dead Redemption 2 is that, you know, it's becoming the end of the outlaw era in the US, and that the Dutch Vanderlyn gang is, you know, trying to go somewhere discreet so they wouldn't be discovered and they can live, you know, in peace. Meanwhile, God of War's story is that Kratos and his son Atreus, who he goes, boy! Wait for it. I heard myself. Anyway, in that game, you're going to the highest peak in, you know, Asgard, I think? I don't know. But, you're going up there to spread Mother's ashes, you know, Atreus' mother's ashes. So Atreus and his father, Kratos, have to go up to that summit to spread those ashes. But they have to complete a huge variety of tasks. But another reason why that game won over Red Dead is how it's done. Think about it. Red Dead Redemption 2, a whole bunch of cutscenes. God of War 2018, no camera cuts whatsoever, except unloading screens whenever you die, which happened to me quite a bit. But other than that, no camera cuts whatsoever. The camera was always moving. I hate voice cracks so much, oh my god. But all I'm saying is, that's part of the reason why God of War 2018 won over Red Dead so easily in the story department. Best action game, God of War. again, I can understand that, but at the same time, Red Dead also has a pretty deep combat system with the ability to have a variety of different weapons. It has a more realistic feel with you having to, like, for example, say I have a revolver. I shoot it once, and normally in games like this, it would do the priming action automatically, if I may show it. Although I have the Mark II. But pretend, for example, I have the Mark I. My character would automatically do the hammer, so it's like, boom, boom. In Red Dead Redemption 2, what'll happen is you'll shoot the gun, and you're probably thinking, okay, well, what happens next? Why isn't the gun loaded in yet? You have to press the same firing button again to load in the next round. Same thing with any other firearm, like the shotgun. It's because of the fact that they don't want you going in guns blazing, but instead they want you to be strategic in how you fare against others in a gunfight. So instead of it being like, boom, boom, stuff like that, instead they'd rather you conserve yourself for the next shot that you fire. So say for example you're in cover, like over here. You'll fire once and you'll have to do the hammer also. But what I'm trying to say is it's the same thing for like weapons like carbines, whereas like you have to do the hammer for that, or lever action rifles and stuff, you know, stuff like that. So it's not one of those things where it's like, oh, it's gonna be fast and frantic like GTA. No, Red Dead is more slow paced, seeing as how it's set in the Old West. So since it's set in the Old West, things are going to be slower, and you're going to have to take things on a little bit differently. But overall, I'm not upset about the BAFTA awards. I'm just questioning why no awards went to Red Dead. Not even in music. And Red Dead did amazingly in the music department. Hell, at the Game Awards last year, which by the way I did coverage on, it got Best Music. And sure, Red Dead lost the Game of the Year award to God of War, but it's easy to see why. And hey, at least Red Dead also got Best Performance because of Roger Clark. It was a fantastic performer and voice actor, by the way. But, part of the reason why I'm not even mad about the BAFTA thing, I'm a little bit confused about it, but I'm not mad about it per se. I'm a little mad about why they chose the stranger from God of War 4 over Kratos, since like I said earlier, Baldur only popped up like 2 or 3 times during the campaign, I think. Yeah, meanwhile, we have Kratos, who's literally the main fucking protagonist. He wasn't even put in there as the best performer, so I don't. Why? And another thing that really gets me a little confused. Wouldn't it? As far as other Game Award things have done, they've only done 1 character per game, not 2 per game. So whenever I saw that Kratos was a nominee and Roger Clark's Arthur Morgan was a nominee, you know, his best performances. You know what I'm talking about, right? You know, Christopher Judge, you've got Roger Clark, you've got all these characters, including Yuri Lowenthal, I think, as a Spider-Man in the Spider-Man game that came out in August last year. We've got Brian Deckhart. I don't know if he was nominated, but for whatever reason they chose God of War's characters twice. They chose one for the Stranger, which ended up winning somehow. Then we got Kratos, again, literally the main fucking protagonist, and he didn't get that award. I get that Baldur is like the main antagonist of the game, but seriously? Yeah. Rest in peace, Dogbomb. Sorry I didn't talk about that very much. Like, I talked about it at the beginning of the stream, but after I was done talking about all I could think of, I just decided to go to my stuff I usually do. But he will be missed but never forgotten. So I never noticed that that smokestack was going. Yeah. He's forever in our hearts. Actually, it's kind of funny. I was thinking about making a memorial thing on Minecraft on my Xbox One. Because I actually got Minecraft on Xbox One again. Because, like, a while back, I'm not confused about it, it's just, I sort of, like, lost interest in it. But, I recently got it again today, and I also got 3 more months of gold. So it's gonna last until the 30th of July, I think. Yeah, July. But I was thinking about making a pixel art style memorial for him, where I would have a halo above his head, and I was thinking about having either a lay of flowers around his ear or around his neck. You should add me on Xbox One. I can help you build a memorial. Yeah, okay. Let me drop down my gamer tag in the description. No, not description, the comments. There we go. I got that. Yeah, I'd be more than glad to have people help me out with that. Oops. Sorry about deviating from the subject temporarily, but for real though, like, how does the Stranger from God of War 2018 win Best Performer Award over friggin' Kratos? Too. Cause like I've only been to one furry convention. That was all the way back in 2019. No, not 2019. That was this year, 2016. That was the only time I've ever been to one. But if I start driving before next year, because I already have a job, I haven't started working yet, but I'll start working on the 19th. But once I start driving, I'll probably be able to go to TFF again, because that was actually the first convention I ever went to. Alright, go into the thing. Yeah, he's the main antagonist of the game, and I'm just like, what? How does the main antagonist win best performance over... Oh, thank you. I was gonna go to TFF, but that happened. I actually wasn't able to because my dad said that if he was available, he'll be able to take me, but he wasn't able to because he's actually a truck driver now. So I'm not throwing flack at him, by the way. I'm just saying things happen. It's not a given if things happen. But actually, if you're wondering where I'm working, it's actually a place called Alamo Draft House. There's actually one that's being built in my city. Well, I say being built, but it's technically going to be ready soon. I don't know how soon, because on Facebook I saw that they were just putting up the signs, like for the building and stuff. So yeah. Actually, let me go see the arena. Yeah, I'm gonna be a dishwasher there. It's gonna be awesome. And actually, this is gonna be my first job. Oops. Wow, I tore that thing a new one. Oh shit! And they want to pick a fight with me because of what happened. Oh, Jeep. Thank you, Jeep. Oh wait, Jeep's watching. So I see that there's 3 people watching. There's me because I'm moderating my comments and stuff. So far everything is going golden. There's Jennifer and... Oh, there was Chief. But again, thank you for the sub. This truck. But yeah, somehow the guy's name is Jeremy Davies. Yeah, he won Best Performer at the BAFTA Awards, and I'm like, how? Like, I get that he's the main antagonist and all, but he doesn't appear that much in the game. He appears sometimes, but not all the time. So why didn't they give the award to Kratos? Because Kratos was literally like the main protagonist, and you play as him all throughout the friggin' game. I'm just like, okay. Oh, thank you. Wait, I think that brings my subtotal to 165. Huh. And I forgot my scrimjet's gone. Thank you for the sub, Jennifer. Right. Where is my car? Oh, wait a minute. It got destroyed. I forgot. I know an easy fix. I know a very easy fix. I'm gonna call in. You'll see.
You need something, huh? One of your rides? Let me know. It's coming at you.
Yeah,
Okay,
sure.
I got stuff to do.
Stay strong and allows you in nice spots. Okay. I mean, it's already saying strong, it's just... Okay.
That ain't good.
I'm one of those people who doesn't easily let their emotions out very much, although I'm still sad. Alright. easy work. That's wrong. So it's on the game. How much will I have to pay for the insurance?
Hello, this is Morse Mutual Insurance.
I feel like such an idiot right now. I saved up all that much money, you know, doing this, and no charge.
Sure.
Ah! I forgot the X button is the boost. I'm just like, yeah, sure. I'll do the claim. Still can't believe I saved up all that much money to do the insurance claim, and I ended up not having to pay a single thing. That's awesome. What are you honking at me for? I'm on the sidewalk, you idiot. Also, yes, you can store this thing in a garage. But it's not really recommended because need a terabyte in order to upgrade it. So there's that. But that happened anyway. Oh hey, I got some new viewers. Upload more. Oh hey, yeah. Yeah. Right now, the only journey he's making right now is across that rainbow bridge to heaven. Thank you for everything, Dogbomb. I'll be streaming as well later. I feel like I know you from somewhere, Prom. Or, yeah, I said your name right. It says Prom, so I thought, oh, I must have said it wrong. No. Here's the Stromberg. Scramjet, not a Stromberg. The Stromberg is a James Bond car. This car is the Mach 5 with different tail fins. Thank you. I know I haven't been talking about Dogbomb a whole lot, but oh. Hopefully I don't get a copyright claim. Because for one thing, I'm not even monetized. Like, I plan to be monetized at some point, but I'm gonna have to be more careful. But, I tend to be careful on what I post and, you know, what the name is and all that stuff. In fact, on GTA, I don't even have the music playing. But, I don't think I'll have any copyright issues, although Dogbomb, is he copyrighted? Oh, for posting about it. Oh. I mean, this stream is just a memoriam stream, although, admittedly, I only talked about them in the beginning of the stream, because I wanted to get it off my chest. I was talking about everything that I found out about him, because I went on to Wikifer, or whatever it is. But, yeah. But after I talked all I could, I just decided to go about my day. But, and we have an angel in the sky watching over us. About it, bud. You'll be okay. I won't be surprised if there's more contribution streams. I got demonetized for stuff on my channel, so yeah, like basically how I found out was I saw a post saying that he died, and I was like, wait, no, that couldn't be true, could it? So I went on to Twitter, and sure enough, and by the time I saw it, it was actually before he officially passed away, because, he officially passed away at, in my time zone, it was 5 p.m., but, since he lived in California, it was like 3 p.m., I think. I could be wrong, but, yeah. But, usually whenever there's, like, bad stuff that recently happens, I don't really do streams or anything. But, like, in this case, I made an exception because, for one thing, I was making this stream partially in memoriam to, Dogbomb. So, yeah. But there have been times where I've streamed something that, like, for example, last year, sorry about saying so much, my brain's just going on empty right now, but basically, you no doubtably know about, the, Parkland shooting that happened last year in February, which just so happened to be on my birthday. I made a stream about it, and I decided to play a game that didn't have any killing in it, which I think it was Nebula Realms or something. And, the reason why I decided to do that as opposed to playing GTA is because GTA, you can kill people whenever you want, and I thought, that wouldn't be too appropriate to talk about a subject like this and play a game that involves killing. I don't know when he died, I just got notifications saying RIP Dogbomb, at least he's in a better place. Yeah. He was a great inspiration to us all. No doubt about that. Like, I said this in the beginning of the stream, but I've known about Dogbomb for a while because I found out about him on Twitter. And, I've been following him for a while. Oh, by the way, thank you for the sub. I just saw that. But, I've never personally met him, but seeing the stuff that he's gone through ever since he was diagnosed last year with ALS, you know, like, that kind of person to go through that disease with no worries at all, just going through life all happy and merry, even knowing that they're suffering with such a terrible disease like that, that, I think, is very inspirational. Because normally people would just be like, oh, it hurts so bad. And I know it might have hurt very bad for him, you know, dealing with that pain inside because of ALS. But the fact that he trudged through it to make people happy and inspire people to, you know, be better and stuff like that. That's the kind of people I like seeing. Just, not just in a fandom, just at any time. For example, Robin Williams. He was a fantastic comedian, and he was an inspiration. And he dealt with, you know, depression. There was Steven Hillenburg, the creator of SpongeBob. There was Stan Lee. Friggin' Stan Lee. He helped create Marvel, and he made superheroes that we could personally relate to. My whole point is that people like that, and even Dogbomb, what they all have in common is that they set aside their struggles in order to make people happy despite their limitations. You know? It's like their limitations mean nothing to them as long as they could do what they can with what they're able to do. So, all I'm saying is, Dogbomb, while he was suffering from ALS, he set aside that to make people happy, to inspire people. So, yeah, you're damn right I'm very sad that he died. Am I crying about it? Well, inside, yes, but not in person. Like, it's not that I'm embarrassed to do that. Yeah, I might have to go soon because I have a lot of twinning to do, for sure. Never be forgotten because of his kindness and putting others first. If I had to, yeah. That's exactly it. I would say he was a selfless person, very kind. If I was in that situation, I'd do the same thing, but I'm kind of like that anyway. Like, given the opportunity, I would definitely help people out. Like, there was actually this one time where a friend of mine, I don't know if you remember hearing about this on the news, but there was a shooting in Orlando in a gay nightclub called Pulse. From what I was able to read, it was a assisted suicide, so it was basically him being cut off life support and him slowly dying. And that was his wishes, because I said this at the beginning of the stream. He announced this last week on the 29th of March that he would be ending life on his own terms, but not that kind of way, but it was assisted. So he was at the hospital and doctors helped him, so he went peacefully. So no, he wasn't at home, he was at the hospital. But you probably remember the Pulse shooting that happened a couple years ago in Orlando. A friend of mine was talking to me one day, and he said that his family members said that they wished that he would have passed in that shooting, and he was really saddened by that. So when he told me that on Facebook, I said, you know what, you should make a letter to your family saying that you didn't appreciate that and you wanted to, and that you want to be appreciated more, and that that's not very family-like to be treated like that. So they did, and next thing I know, that letter worked and his family treated him better ever since. Like I said, he was being cared for and he's in a better place. Yeah, agreed. Yeah, that's why I mentioned the pulse shooting is because a friend of mine. Like, they weren't involved in the shooting, but what happened was, their family members said that they wished that they were involved in it, like, they were killed in it. I have to go. Have a good day. Of course. Of course I'll pray. What kind of person would I be if I wouldn't pray for someone who may have never met? Well, I never met them personally, but I can tell you this. It feels like I've known them forever. Oh, it feels like everyone knew him forever. Dogbomb, thank you for everything, old buddy. Sure what else to talk about now. Oops. That was interesting. That card changed things. Yeah, I'm just not sure what to talk about now. Talked all I can about Dogbomb. All I know is that he was a massive inspiration to everyone, and he sure as hell put a smile on my face seeing his posts day after day, seeing how he was doing. So when I found out that he passed, I honestly couldn't believe it. But, yeah. I guess I'll just go ahead and go back to the arena and end the stream. But yeah, so, you know what, no, I think that before we go to the arena, I'm going to talk about my personal experience in the fandom. I've already talked about this last year in November, as a 5th year anniversary of me being in the fandom, but, you know, I figured why not. Talk about my history. So, I first became a furry in November of 2013, let's say, around Thanksgiving. So, the thing about my character, Rex Wolfen, who is actually what I'm wearing right now, here he is in all his wolfy glory, he was primarily inspired by a few things. For one thing, I've always loved wolves, and like ever since I first heard about, or not heard about, but found out about the fandom, I thought, you know what, this may be something that might interest me, and I felt deep down that I would belong in it, and I do. But, not only that, but the whole name itself, Rex, I know is Latin for king, but, it's ironic because he's not even a king, he's actually from a planet, like another planet, but his name was called Rex because of the fact that his family, like his mother and father, thought he would be a great person in terms of like just a friend to others and someone who is glad to help. And as for the Wolfen name, that was just inspired by the Wolfen from Star Fox, that starship thing. But Rex was also inspired by just common dog names, sort of. So I thought, you know what, I think Rex Wolfen has a nice ring to it. And the thing about his species is, it's kind of weird to explain, but I'll just explain it anyway. He is a phoenix wolf. You're probably thinking, okay, well, can he fly or anything? No, he can't fly, but phoenix wolves were very well known for being extremely athletic. They can jump pretty high, or not jump. Their skin was extremely resilient, with, you know, a phoenix wolf's skin being unable to be ripped apart or anything. But despite phoenix wolves having such durable bodies, they could still get killed by normal means like gunshots and stuff, because their bodies would still, you know, feel pain and stuff like that. But another reason why phoenix wolves were known as phoenix wolves is because of the fact that they could no, not yawn. They could raise their body temperature to such a point where their bodies will literally combust. Not like blowing up, but their body temperature will rise so high that their body will literally, you know, burst into flames in a way that provides itself as a defense mechanism, where they're able to, you know, or not burst into flames, I just hurt myself. But basically their body would catch on fire, but it wouldn't hurt them in the slightest, seeing as how their skin is impervious to fire. And seeing as how their skin is so strong, they were also able to withstand incredibly high temperatures, incredibly low temperatures, and numerous hazardous fluids such as sulfuric acid, acid in general, and hell, even lava. However, radioactive materials, that's questionable. Like, it's not known because there's never been a recorded case of a phoenix wolf in nuclear waste or anything like that. But it can be assumed that it would have a numbed down effect where it wouldn't affect them as much, but it could still definitely cause harm. But another thing about phoenix wolves is, originally the backstory about phoenix wolves was that Rex is the only one of his species after an alien invasion. But after a while I thought, you know what, no, I think I've heard way too many origin stories of a character being the last of their kind. So I decided to revamp the actual character story where Rex wouldn't be the last one, and that there were other phoenix wolves that had escaped from their home planet after an invasion by an intergalactic warlord called Vindictus Dread, which I'll put in the comments. Oops. What did I do? Oh. Oh. That made it even worse. Oh. Default view. Alright. Up. There we go. I misspelled the last name. But, yeah. Now I have two other personas. One of them is a Phantom Wolf, which originally was called a Spectre Fang, but then I thought, no, Spectre Fang sounds more like some clan of ninjas or something like that. That character's name is Ghost Finnos, and you might think, okay, well, he's a Spectre Fang slash Phantom Wolf, and what does he look like? His fur color was black, with a sort of grayish, dark gray muzzle, and his eyes were red, or not entirely red, but just the irises. Like, the actual irises of his eyes were red, and they were bioluminescent, and his hair would actually cover one of his eyes, and his hair itself was sort of a neon magenta. And what's so interesting about Phantom Wolves is they're alive, basically. Like, there are very few ways to kill them, but the ways that you can kill them all involve, like, very, very, very specific weapons. But Phantom Wolves themselves were relatively well known for quite a few things. For one thing, they're technically spectral entities, sort of like a real ghost, which is partially how Ghost Finnos got his name. Oh, hello. But the Finnos name was a reference to the word phenomenon, and basically ghosts, along with this entire species, would have differing abilities. Not differing, but like they would have unique abilities, like being able to. They would be able to absorb light, like from the sun, and what would happen is they would use that stored up solar energy to refract light from their bodies and cloak themselves. Additionally, they were also very agile in terms of acrobatics and all that stuff. They were very, very athletic, and they, like Phoenix Wolves, were also known to be extremely intelligent, and they actually contributed to they contributed to spitting. No, they contributed to science. But the main difference between Phoenix Wolves and Phantom Wolves is that Phantom Wolves are very much alive, but Vindictus Dread figured that he, quote-unquote, would give Phantom Wolves a worse fate than death, so he decided, why not warp their planet to someplace else? Preferably another dimension. But the Phantom Wolves, because of the fact they are also telepathic, knew what he was going to do, so before he could act, they teleported the planet themselves to not a nearby nebula, but a nebula that was pretty far away from where they originally were, but still in the same star system. And that nebula itself would have anomalous properties that would render the planet safe from any kinds of attack. And you would have certain equipment that you would need in order to go into that nebula with that equipment going haywire. And then we have my final persona, which is different from the other two in that they're not a wolf, but instead they're an otter mixed with a feline. An otterine, basically. Now you're probably thinking, an otterine? What is that? Is that another alien species? Well, no. Basically, an otterine is an animal that is on Earth, but this version of Earth is drastically different from our own Earth in that a large majority of animal life, both sea and land and sky, had highly evolved into more human-like creatures, and what had happened was they decided to create their own society. There goes my voice cracking again. But, right, so basically they made their own society, and so humanity, seeing this, decided to approach these animals with an opportunity that would soon change the world forever. They partnered up and coexisted with each other, and together humanity and this new animal society had created the ultimate utopia, Oceanopolis, a vast, sprawling city floating just above the, not above, but floating on the Pacific Ocean. And the cool thing about it is this location was well known for a prominent sport that was created through the inspiration of water guns. Drench zone, or drenched zone, no, drench zone, or drench zone, basically. But basically, drench zone was a sport that would have, they call them water blasters. And what you do is, there would be a variety of different modes, such as soak battle, where each contestant would have specially designed vests that they would wear that would detect if they've been tagged. And originally it was supposed to work sort of like Splatoon, where if you were hit enough times you'd be out. But then I thought, you know what? No, it should be sort of like laser tag, but with water guns. So that idea stuck. But there's other game modes such as buoy battle, where players would try to get a colored buoy back to their base, sort of like capture the flag, but with buoys instead of flags. I mean, it's called a buoy, but it's not even in the ocean, it's actually in this little pool they have set up. There's Color Clash, which is where two teams would fight against each other with two different colors. There would be, for example, orange versus purple or something like that. And that was very much inspired by Turf Wars from Splatoon. But instead of, you know, blowing up into ink, your character would still get tagged as if it was laser tag. And instead of ink, it's just water mixed with a color-based chemical that whenever it gets onto the ground, it's sort of like the ink from Splatoon, but not ink at all. It's just water that stains the area temporarily. I say temporarily because it would technically be there permanently, if not for the fact that they have cleaning materials that they use to clean everything that gets hit. But there's also a variety of other things that are in Oceanopolis. Like, for example, there's water-based vehicles called cruisers. And there's zoomers, which are basically jet skis, sort of, or they are jet skis. Because the cruisers are the boats, and the zoomers are the jet skis. And this character in question I was talking about earlier, his name is Finn Surfell. Not sir as in yes sir, I mean surf as in surfing, and then ELL, I don't know, it was just some random thing. But Finn Surfell is different from the other two personas in that his species is very much alive. They're thriving, and the fact that they're still on Earth, and well, they're not at war with anyone. And the whole idea behind Finn was that, hey, wouldn't it be kind of cool to have a character that was based on summer vacation? And so the idea stuck. And for a couple days, ever since I announced that I had made a third persona, I decided, you know what, why not go along in character with this and take random pictures of water guns at stores. And in character of Finn, I would say, oh wow, that's a cool water blaster, or something like that. And yeah, the idea stuck, although I haven't been doing that lately because I've taken a break from Finn. But yeah, I'll still RP as him and stuff. And yes, everyone, I RP, but I'm not one of those weird people that you know, does paragraphs and stuff. But there are other things I would not discuss. That was awesome. The car's like boom, 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 boom. But I got a message from Xbox Live. Yeah, okay, so, I have a bit of, stupid news. So, Dogbomb. Sorry to say this, but Ryan Hill, furries might know who he is. I don't personally know the guy, but I hate him. He's already started making fun of Dogbomb ever since his death. He has a cover photo on his Facebook of someone shooting the back of Dogbomb's, you know, head, saying, "Goodbye, Dogbomb." And he has a profile picture of Dogbomb winking with a halo on his head. Ryan Hill, you need to put behind bars. No, you need to be put behind bars. I'm sorry about the way that sounded. But, yeah, in all seriousness, dude, we just lost the guy. We just lost someone who was near and dear to our hearts. And already you're just like, oh yeah, hey, let's just make fun of this guy because I can. No. And he did the same thing with Lemonade Coyote too. You do not do that shit under any circumstances whatsoever. I don't care if you think it's cute. I don't care if you hated the person. You do not, under any circumstances, do that with anybody at all. You shouldn't do that even with a famous celebrity who you might have known, not personally, but just known about. For example, Robin Williams. What if someone made some asshole meme where it's like, oh yeah, guess what? Let's just make memes about Robin Williams killing himself. Like, the genie couldn't take it anymore. No. You don't do that under any circumstances. At all. Regardless of who it is. I don't care if you didn't like the person. It's insensitive. It is wrong. And I detest against it to the end of time. Do not do anything like that. Now, I not only speak on the behalf of furries when I say this, I speak on the behalf of anybody who sees that stuff. What if a family member of yours died and someone started slandering them? You wouldn't like it, huh? By the way, this is a message to Ryan Hill, not to any of y'all. But just, no, Ryan Hill, why are you still a thing? You do not do this shit. Okay, we just lost Dogbomb a couple of hours ago. And already you're just like, oh yeah, let's just make memes of this guy and make fun of him and all that stuff. Not only is it way too soon, but it's really insensitive. That really is an understatement. It's massively insensitive. Absolutely insensitive even. Like I said, what if someone just lost their family member to just something like they went to war and died, and all of a sudden someone's just like, oh hey, let's just make fun of their family member who just died and see what they think. No, you don't do that at all. Because everybody will not only hate you, they will want you out of existence. I should know because I haven't done that before, but I damn well know that I shouldn't do that. So, Ryan Hill, stop existing. Seriously. That is just despicable. Sorry I had to get serious there for a moment. It's just, when someone does that, regardless of who it is, it's just, no. You don't make a meme like that. Just make our way to the arena and then sign off. way to the arena, I mean not make it there. Have enjoyed this stream. If you did, then please like, comment, and subscribe, as well as turn on notification and let your friends know about this channel. And while you're at it, for anyone who is interested, please, by all means, donate to the ALS Research Foundation, or whatever it is. I don't know what exactly it's called, but just donate to it, because they really need these donations now more than ever, knowing that, like I said at the beginning of the stream, we just lost someone near and dear. And, yeah. Anyway. Anyway, thank you all very much for watching. I will see you guys next time on whatever I decide to do next. I can tell you this: once I start working, you can bet your ass I'm gonna be able to pay off that gaming computer in no time, and I'll try my best to get whatever else equipment I need. Cause this year, Fur Plays and Fur Vlogs are both getting a massive upgrade. I can't tell you when exactly, but I can tell you it's going to be soon. Just soon. But, once all that's well and good, we're golden. I'm going to have another platform to stream on. Not stream like, oh, cloud-based gaming, like Google Stadia, which I'm kind of questioning. Although I will admit that new gameplay of Doom Eternal looks great. But, what I'm talking about is just live streaming, like I am right now. But, yeah, so all I'm saying is expect big changes coming really soon to the channel, but expect less frequent uploads, except maybe on the weekends. I don't know. I'll just have to see what days I'll be working and how long I'll be working. I do know I'm gonna be getting like 11 an hour, I think. Yeah. But I think this is where I sign off. again, thank you all very much for watching. Thank you to the people who tuned in and sharing their words of kindness and of love about Dogbomb. And Dogbomb, I know you're not here to watch anymore anyway, but I'm sure that even if you still were here, you would love this. Because I know I'm playing a game that's rated M and all that stuff, but I just wanted something to play while talking about this stuff. And I know GTA isn't exactly the wisest choice, but no one seemed to care, as long as it was just fun to watch me play this while talking about this. Because I wasn't making this to be funny, I was making this to be genuine, to show my deepest condolences about what has just happened a couple hours ago. So don't take this as, hey, he's just playing this game to make fun of this guy. No. I would never make fun of someone at all, unless they rightfully deserve it. Like Ryan Hill, the guy I was just talking about. If he wants to make fun of somebody who just died, then he deserves the same fate. Remember in the Bible, do unto others as you would want others, as you would want others to do unto you. You know? So, I'm not trying to be religious, I'm just saying, Ryan Hill, if you do something like that, making fun of someone who just died, you can expect the same thing to happen to you. But with all that being said, thank you all very much for watching. This stream, it was fun, but it was sad. And I will admit, I'm deeply saddened by this. Or not even I will admit, like whenever I found out the news, I was really sad, because Dogbomb was, well, he was the bomb. Like, I'm not even saying that to be funny, he was a genuinely great person in the fandom. Everyone loved him. He was a great inspiration to everyone. So to hear that he's gone, but certainly never forgotten, yeah. And I know that many people on social media blacked out their profile pictures and even gone as far as putting a ring of flowers in the profile picture to reference Dogbomb, and how artwork, and I think he even wore it in fursuit. He had like a lei of colorful flowers on his neck and around his ear and stuff. So people had that in their profile pictures as well. But I haven't done that, partially because, like, from what I've seen, it's like a temporary profile picture, and I'm not exactly sure how to do that. And I don't have the Ring of Flowers thing, unless it's like another thing that you have to get. But given the opportunity, I definitely would. But anyway, thank you all very much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Good night.